Hello, welcome back. Here is problem number 5. Here we're going to solve the equation the square root of x plus 3 minus 2 equals x minus 5. We'll also check for any extraneous solutions. As you can see here, it says watch out for extraneous solutions, and that's what we're going to do here in this problem. First thing is I'm going to rewrite this equation over here to the right side. So we have x plus 3 minus 2 equals x minus 5. So we have to isolate the square root, and we're going to start by moving negative 2 to the right side. So that means we're going to add 2 to the left and add 2 to the right. As you can see here, the 2's cancel out, negative 2, positive 2, and we have the square root of x plus 3 equals x minus 3. And notice negative 5 plus 2 is negative 3. Okay, so here we have to square both sides to remove the root. Let's go ahead and do that. On the left, we're going to square it. And on the right, we're going to square it. Now we are left with x plus 3. Don't worry about the parentheses. You don't need them. They don't do anything to the problem. And then we have x minus 3 times x minus 3. Okay, so let's bring down x plus 3. And then we're going to expand this out further. So let's go ahead and multiply. So we have x plus 3 equals, and then we'll start with x times x is x squared. And then we have x times negative 3 is negative 3x. Next is negative 3 times x is negative 3x. And finally, negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9. Bring down x plus 3 on the left. On the right, we're going to combine like terms, x squared minus 6x plus 9. Okay, so now this is our equation. But the next thing we have to do, though, is rearrange this into standard form. We can do that by subtracting x plus 3 from both sides, but I will go ahead and do that one at a time. So negative x, negative x, negative 3, negative 3. Okay, notice on the left-hand side, we are down to 0. 0 equals, combine like terms, x squared minus 7x plus 6. Okay, so now we have to simplify 0 equals x squared minus 7x plus 6. So now we'll rewrite this quadratic x squared minus 7x plus 6 equals 0 in factored form. So we'll go ahead and just add the 0 here equals, and then we have two sets of parentheses. We know that x times x is x squared. And remember, we have positive 6 and negative 7. We have to look for two numbers that when you multiply them together, they give you positive 6. And at the same time, when you add them together, gives you negative 7. And those two numbers are negative 1, negative 6. So we have x minus 1 times x minus 6. Okay? So now, once it's written as a product, we can apply the zero product property. So remember, if two factors multiply to 0, at least one must equal 0. So either x minus 1, so let's go ahead and write that here, x minus 1 equals 0, or x minus 6 equals 0. Okay, so these are our possible solutions if we solve for x, right? So if you add 1 to both sides, starting with x minus 1 equals 0, then x equals 1. Or do the same for x minus 6 equals 0. Add 6 to both sides, x equals 6. Remember, when we square both sides, sometimes we create extra problems that don't actually work. So what do we always need to do? Check our solutions in the original equation. And so let's go ahead and do that here. So going back over to the original equation over here to the left, I am going to rewrite it. And in this instance, wherever I see x, I'm going to replace it with a 1. So we see here x is 1, so we have 1 plus 3 minus 2 equals, and x is 1 minus 5. The square root of 1 plus 3, which is 4, is 2. Minus 2 equals 1 minus 5. 0 equals negative 4. So we know that 0 does not equal negative 4, which means that x equals 1 is not a solution. Now let's do the same with 6, x equals 6. So wherever you see the x, you replace it with the 6. 6 plus 3 minus 2 equals 6 minus 5. 6 plus 3 is 9. The square root of 9 is 3. Minus 2 equals 6 minus 5. 3 minus 2 is 1 equals 6 minus 5 is 1. So this works, which means that the solution is x equals 6. Great work here. Remember, whenever you square both sides of an equation, you must check for extraneous solutions. In problem 6, we'll use slope as a rate of change to find how fast a tank drains.